Hello students, myself Om Prakash Katte and you are welcome to Biology Reward. Today we are discussing the class 10th chapter Heredity and Evolution. And Heredity and Evolution, our topic today is how do traits get expressed. As I told you that tall plants, alleles of the tall plant and alleles of the short plant, small t, alleles of the capital tall plant, capital T, and alleles of the short plant in the small t. And then these alleles in F1 progeny, capital T, small t comes, the plants here, tall plant is appeared. This was a tall plant, this is the short plant. And then F2 generation, 3:1 ratio occurs. 3 tall and 1 short. So this shows that each alleles express its characteristics. Now we have to discuss regarding how do the trait get expressed. So first we have to discuss regarding some subtopics one by one. First, students, we should remember what is cell. So once you will see the cell is a structural and functional unit of the living organism. Each and every organism is made up of cell. Number of cell may be varied in the different organisms. So cell is basic, structural and functional unit. This is the single cell. Inside the cell, there is a nucleus. This is part. So, cell, inside the cell, there is a nucleus. This is the controller of the cell. So, nucleus is a controller of the cell. Inside the nucleus, here, such type thread-like structure occurs. And this thread-like structure inside the nucleus, this become condensed and it is from the chromosome. It's from the chromosome. So, cell is a basic structure. In the cell, there is a nucleus. In the nucleus, there is a thread-like structure. And this thread-like structure present in the nucleus is a chromosome. So, if I am writing, this is the chromosome. Each chromosome is having two parts. This is called the chromatid and this is also chromatid. And this chromatid get connected with the centromere. So, this is called centromere and this portion is called the chromatid. So, here are two chromatid, chromatid 1 and this is also chromatid 2. So, nucleus, inside the nucleus there is a chromosome and chromosome is a thread-like structure. Now each chromosome, if you will see each chromosome, this is the one chromosome and each chromosome is having the such like a structure inside it. And this structure inside the chromosome it is called the DNA. So in chromosome what is there? DNA. Cell, inside cell is a nucleus. In the nucleus there is a chromosome and inside in the chromosome there is a DNA. So this DNA is a source of protein. Now DNA is a source of protein. What is DNA? It is the source of protein. DNA is a source of protein. It means DNA is useful for the synthesis of protein. This DNA molecule I am mentioning here, this is the DNA molecule. You see the DNA. In this DNA molecules also, there are some small structure, beaded-like structure, and on this DNA, this structure are called the gene. This structure are called the gene. Now, or simply we are saying it is a segment of DNA. Segment of DNA is called the gene. Now each gene, it synthesizes the enzyme. Each gene, it synthesizes the enzyme. And this enzyme helps for formation of protein. So first is the cell. Okay, there. Cell is the structural and functional unit of organism. Inside the cell there is a controller which we call the nucleus. Inside the nucleus there is a thread-like structure, and this thread-like structure is called the chromosome. So this is the structure of the chromosome. Each chromosome is having the two chromatids and connected with the centromere. Now each chromosome contains this type of structure, spiral helical structure, and this is called the DNA. And DNA is a source of protein. By this DNA, the protein is formed. This DNA, segment of DNA, is called the gene. So genes actually synthesizes the protein, and each gene is synthesizes the enzyme, and this enzyme is from the protein. So overall, what to understand? We should understand here each cell is having the two sets of chromosomes. How to see? In diploid cell, one set of chromosome it's come from mother, and one set of chromosome it's come from the other. It means it is having the one maternal chromosome and one it is the paternal chromosome. So each diploid cell is having the one chromosome come from father and other chromosome is come from mother. Now this diploid cell, inside the nucleus there is a chromosome, there is a DNA which is the source of the protein, and this DNA simply we used to say are useful for the synthesis of protein, because DNA there are the genes, and these genes have synthesized the enzyme, and due to the enzyme some proteins are formed. One of the protein hormones are also the proteins. Hormones are also synthesized. It means the DNA synthesizes the protein, and hormones are also some types of protein. So now we should understand when I am talking tall plant. So if I am talking tall plant, so why the plant is tall? And another, if I am saying short plant, so why these plants are short? What is the mechanism for this? So here, why the plant is tall or why the plants are short, this is very easy to understand. What happened in cell of the cells? This cell there is a chromosome. In chromosome there is a DNA. And DNA synthesizes the protein. So if DNA synthesizes the protein, here what happens, due to the protein, more hormones are formed. More growth hormones we should say, more growth hormones are formed. And due to the growth hormones, the plant is tall. So why the plant is tall? Due to the genes present on DNA. Because in the cell, there are chromosome, DNA, and DNA synthesizes the protein. So there more proteins are formed, and this more protein, it means these proteins are growth hormones. And these more growth hormones are formed, so plant is tall. Now why the plants are short? Because DNA is synthesizes the less protein, and when less protein is formed, it means less growth hormones, and due to the less growth hormone, the plants is short. So why the plants are tall? Because more growth hormones secreted. And why the plants are short? Why the plants are tall? Because more growth hormones secreted here. But here plants are short because less growth hormones secreted. So it is about the some important information how do trait get expressed? What to expect? First we should write inside the cells there is a nucleus. Nucleus there is a chromosome which is thread-like structure, and chromosome contain DNA. This DNA, according to the DNA, the trait get expressed because the DNA synthesizes the protein. DNA is a source of protein because in the DNA there are genes and these are synthesizes the protein. So according to the protein, if more protein is formed or more growth hormones are formed, the plants will be tall. That is called how do trait get expressed. Why the plant is short? Because here DNA synthesizes the less protein, and due to the less protein, late growth hormones are synthesized and plant is the short one. So this is how do trait get expressed. Now we can explain this one by taking an example. So this is the also called the law of independent assortment or law of independent independent assortment. Or simply we used to say how do trait get expressed we are discussing. Students, in a pea plant, one is the round seed character, and this round seed I am depicting with the capital R, capital R. And another character is green seed. Round seed is dominant character expressed by the capital R, and green seed is recessive, that is I am explaining with the small y. This plant, which is having round seed and green seed, is crossed with the recessive character. Round is wrinkled seed, and plant is having yellow color of seed. So look at it. One plant, round seed capital R, so wrinkled seed will be, alleles will be small r. Green seed small y, because this is recessive character, and yellow seed is a dominant character. So we have to write capital Y, capital Y. Now when these two plants get crossed, so F1 progeny will come. In F1 progeny, out of 2R, 1 will come. Out of these 2R, 1 will come. Capital Y, this one. And out of 2 small y, this one. It means capital R is there, it is round plant. Round seed. Because capital R, dominant character, either one alleles or more than 2 alleles come, it is having the same character. So capital R, 1 is there, so it will be round seed. And capital Y is also here, it will be yellow seed. So, what to understand, when round seed and green seed plant, when crossed with the wrinkle and yellow seed plant, then F1 generation, all the plant will come round seed and yellow seed because these are the dominant characters. Now, alleles of this one are formed, capital R, capital Y, one allele. Second allele will be capital R, small y. Third allele is this one, small r, capital Y. And last allele is capital R and small y. So this is gametes of these are the gametes of the male plant. Similarly, we should take, because it is self-pollination we are doing, and due to the self-pollination, same gamete we have to take capital Y, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small y. It is small r, capital Y, and last is capital R and small y. So when we are crossing it, then we will get the 16 progeny. Capital R, capital Y, capital Y. And same time we have to do here capital R and capital R. Then capital Y, small y. Then this is also capital R, small r, capital Y, capital Y. capital R, small r, capital Y, small r. And this total, we will get the 16 progeny. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we will get the total 16 progeny. And these 16 progeny are depicted by such way. Here you will see, in this 16 progeny, round and yellow, round seed and yellow seed, round seed and yellow seed, this will come total 9. Then round seed and green seed will come 3. Then wrinkled seed and yellow seed, this will also come 3. And last one, wrinkled seed and green seed. This comes 1. So in F2 generation, round and yellow seed 9, round and green will 3, wrinkle and yellow 3, and thus we are getting the ratio 9:3:3:1. What to explain? How to trade get express? So here is the alleles of the round seed, capital R. Here is the allele of green seed, small y. Wrinkle seed is here, small r allele, and yellow seed is the allele, capital Y. But in F1 generation, all the plants are round seed with the yellow seed because these both are dominant character. In F2 generation, when we will cross, then we are getting this one. And it shows that, here to see, wrinkle and green both express. Here there was no expression of this one. But here wrinkle and green seed is also expressed. So it is called allele, it expresses its character, and that is called how do trait get expressed. So we should remember the parent, what is the genotype of the F1 progeny, and this ratio. This flowchart is also given, but this is for the higher classes only. So we should remember this F1 generation progeny and ratio, and that is this ratio comes 9:3:1, and this class is called the dihybrid class because two pair of characteristics are class. So two pair of characteristics are class, so it is the dihybrid class. So thus students, we should remember here each allele express its individual characteristic, and that it is called how do trait get expressed. So again you will see in cell there is a DNA. DNA is synthesizes the protein. Okay, in dihybrid class, if round seed and green seeds are crossed with the wrinkle and yellow seed, F1 progeny, round seed with the yellow seeds come. But in F2 progeny, round seed with the yellow seed is come 9, round seed and green seed 3, wrinkle and yellow seed 3, and wrinkle and green seed it's a come 1. So thus the ratio we are receiving that is 9:3:3:1. Thank you.